Hey you guys, so I just finished the training in my groups for my 20-day Vegan Boss Lady challenge, and I really thought some of the information I shared today would really help some of you. I'm going to talk about how to break some of those patterns, some of those addictions, and to create the change that you want to create. I'm going to tell you exactly what I did to achieve the results that I got. So go ahead and take a peek into what was in today's training. So today's Friday. We're almost to the end of our second week. Remember I told you second week is the hardest. Usually we slack a little. You know, we don't stick to the plan as much because we see such good results in the first week. We're like, oh, well, we don't need to stick as tightly to get results. So then we slack in the second week, and then like we usually end up gaining a little weight. So if you can just hold on to your results from the first week during this week, then that's an accomplishment. You got to push hard. Okay, you got to stick with it and push hard so that you see results this week, because you don't want to waste a whole week and not have results. You know, it goes back to when we were talking about automatic pattern behaviors that we have. You know, this is developing self-love, right? Do we have automatic patterns that don't serve us? You know, for me, Lindsay, when you talked to me this morning, it's the same thing with me. So I want to just share this with you, okay? An automatic pattern, and I think I mentioned this, but maybe I didn't. I have, you know, between the two groups, I might have forgot in this group, but one of my automatic patterns is, and well, I did, I said I go to the pantry, but usually I go to the pantry and I grab some raw almonds because that's like my go-to, right? Like, oh, I'm bored, I'm gonna go eat some almonds. Oh, I'm a little hungry, I'm gonna go eat some almonds. Oh, I'm irritated, I'm gonna go eat some almonds, okay? Like one almond, I should figure it out. It ends up being a ton of calories. Even if it's only 5 almonds, it's enough to throw you off track, which I know sounds crazy, but really it is. So, you know, I've always had this automatic pattern behavior of like emotionally eating and just being addicted to different things like chocolate and chocolate, cereal, salty, and just all these different things that are not good for you, right? So having those automatic pattern behaviors, you know, doing what your automatic pattern is that's not serving you, does it get you to where you want to be? You know, do you want to take this 4-week challenge and do you want to actually change your automatic patterns so that you can reach your goals? Or do you want to fight it and stay with your automatic patterns and not follow the plan and then not see results and then be frustrated because it didn't work? Well, did it not work or did you not work? If you put in the work, you are guaranteed to see the results. So when you follow the plan, I 100% guarantee you, you will lose weight every single week. Okay? Is when we don't follow the plan and we don't stick with it and we let little things sneak in here and there that we don't get the results that we want. Now, keep in mind, when you eat things like things that are high in salt, high in sugar, or high in fat, it does cause cravings. You could be totally fine, no cravings. Eat a handful of nuts, all of a sudden you have cravings, okay? You could be totally fine, eat a couple of chips, all of a sudden you're out of control, okay? This is where we need to really stick to the plan and keep our diet very clean so that we don't have to battle those chemical addictions and those cravings that are caused from high fat, high salt, or high sugar things. I know that there's some in this group that do struggle with certain food addictions. You know, like when you're addicted to things like cheese or processed food, you know darn well that you're addicted to the chemicals in it. Once you stop putting those chemicals in your body, the cravings stop. I promise you, they stop, okay? But you gotta put in the work. You gotta make the commitment to just cut it out, okay? Because by the end of the challenge, you will no longer have those cravings. But you've got to just you gotta write down your goals, you gotta know your whys, you gotta say your positive affirmations, right? And you gotta do all the mental work that I've been giving you so that you can be committed to make the change that you wanna make. If you don't make any changes, why did you join the challenge, right? If you keep doing what you've always done, where are you gonna be? Where you've always been. Right? You join the challenge because you want to make a difference, because you want to change, because you want to improve, because you want to be healthier, because maybe you want to lose weight, because, you want to just make a change in your life. So if you go through the mental homework that I've given you and follow every day, you will see the results and you will be able to make the change, because we're here to support you, okay? And I'm going to continue to help you as we go through the next week. We're going to be doing some more mental work too. But you need to do the homework and you need to go through those 6 things every day, okay? That's what makes the change. It's as much mental as it is physical. Okay, you have to make that mental shift, that mental transformation in order to just stick to your goals, to stick to your plan so you can reach your goals. Okay? Now I have been there, you guys. I've been there where I have been addicted to food. You know, I would all day, like, I would be like, okay, like, I'll eat healthy today. Like, I really want to, right? So I'd exercise and then, you know, I would eat one thing healthy, but then next time I was hungry, I would reach for the trail mix or the cereal in the cupboard or the chocolate chips. Those were always the 3 things, like almost every day. That's what I would end up falling to, or peanut butter, right? Falling to. It was always something to do with nuts. Like, I have a weakness for nuts. Okay, I love them. But whenever I eat nuts, even just a few, I do not lose weight. Which is okay when I'm not trying to lose weight, right? Because if I'm at a healthy weight and I'm not trying to lose weight, then I'm fine eating nuts. But if I want to lose weight, I know for me personally, I cannot eat nuts because 1, it's going to be too much calories and fat, but 2, because I eat 1 nut and it triggers me. I know how I am. I know it triggers me and I end up eating more. Okay, I go, oh, that was good. It triggers the cravings. Then I want peanut butter. Then I want this nut. Then I want that nut. Okay, and then it's like every day. Then it's so easily habitual to sit there and just go grab the nuts or the peanut butter or whatever. Okay, so you know, I felt that it got to a point where I would wake up in the morning so, like, I would go to bed so depressed because I didn't do what I said in the morning I was going to do. I didn't keep that promise to myself. When you don't keep promises to yourself, it is very demoralizing. Okay? Then you can't even trust yourself. Who can you trust if you can't trust yourself? Right? So this is where you need to start doing what you tell yourself you're going to do. And that's where the goals and the whys and the positive affirmations come in, because you're telling yourself every day that that's what you're going to do. And you're telling yourself that you can do it. Right? So as you do that, you're able to shift those automatic patterns, okay? Because it's more ingrained in your brain for how you need to act. So I would, you know, back then I would wake up in the morning and then it got to a point where I didn't even want healthy food anymore. All what I wanted was the cereal, the peanut butter, the chocolate chips, and the trail mix. And so that would be all that I would eat. Let me tell you, that's like going like this really fast. It does not feel good to feel like you're a slave to anything, much less food, okay? I hated feeling like that food had control over me. And that food was like forcing me to be how I didn't want to be, okay? It had control over me. And I wanted to break free of that. And I had no idea how to break free. And every morning I would wake up and I would try to break free. And every afternoon it had me again. Okay, it was such a vicious cycle. And you know how I finally broke free of that pattern and that addiction? I'm sure you guys can guess, because I've been trying to teach it to you since the challenge started. Okay, I wrote down my goals. I wrote down my whys. I wrote down my positive affirmations. I also wrote down my don't wants and my do wants. And I read these things every single morning and night. It was the first thing when I woke up in the morning, and it was the last thing I read at night. And if I had a craving in the middle of the day to go get that cereal or that trail mix or that handful of nuts, my automatic pattern behavior switched to go read your stuff. So I would go read my stuff. And I also had pictures of people who inspired me, of the figure I was trying to attain, of the strength that I wanted, of the physical capabilities that I desired, and seeing those pictures was very powerful. I also printed up my starting picture. Okay, that's the picture I showed you where I was in my black bikini and I was like, okay, I looked at that picture every day, because when I look at that picture, you know what I see? I see all the sadness, all the depression, all the failures. I see that addiction and I see that unhappiness and that out of control feeling. And every time I would look at that picture, I would be like, no, I do not want that. I don't want that, right? And then I would see the pictures of what I did want, and it was like women who inspired me and doing things that inspired me, you know, and wearing clothes that I thought was cute. It was kind of like a vision board, but I had it in a folder, and that might help you guys too. So then I would see what I wanted, and I'm like, okay, like these people, and I would print pictures too of people's before and afters, you know, so I could say, okay, look, I look like my before picture looks like her before picture. Granted, we have different figures and everyone's different, but she was able to do this. That means I can do it too, right? You can do it too. So I promise you, you can make the changes. You can break those automatic patterns that are not serving you. You can break free of those food addictions if you do the mental work every day. You got to do it every day, you guys, okay? I created this program in this way because it's what works. It works if you do it, okay? So I just wanted to touch up on that. If you want to keep eating the way you've always eaten because you're comfortable eating that way, you're going to stay where you've always been, okay? Just commit for the next 2 weeks and a couple of days to eat different. Follow the plan. Eat different for 2 more weeks. 2.5 weeks, however long it is, okay? It is not that long. You can do anything for 2.5 weeks. Trust me. You may not love it. You may want your comfort foods. You may want your favorites, okay? But when you do that, you're gonna stay where you were, okay? Just make the change for 2 more weeks, 2.5 weeks, and you will see the results. You will see the results that you want. Then you can go back to eating, you know, your favorite foods in the proper amounts, and you'll be able to stay at what you've been able to achieve, okay? You can once you lose the weight, you can slowly start to increase your calories and not gain weight, okay? That's the beauty of it. But in order to lose weight, you have to create a deficit, okay? And that's always hard. You can't just, you know, eat how you've always eaten and expect to lose weight. You can't. You have to make a deficit, okay? That's what this plan is doing. It's creating a deficit, but still giving you absolutely all of your nutrition. So your body isn't gonna go, oh, and freak out and hold on to stuff and drop out your hair, and it's not gonna do that, okay? It's going to allow you to drop the weight in a healthy way. It's going to keep your body healthy, okay? And then after you've reached your goal, you can slowly, systematically, I mean, obviously, if you went from following the plan to eating, you know, 2,200 calories the next day, you're going to gain weight, okay? You can't do that. You got to slowly and systematically build it back up, okay? And get back to where eating how you were slowly, okay? And your body will adjust and not gain the weight back. All right, so that is my little hoo-ha for you this morning. Now let's get on to the lesson, shall we? All right, you guys, so that just gives you a little idea of what the training is like in the 28-day Vegan Boss Lady Challenge. I come live in the group every day and I give you lessons. I set you up so you can rewire your subconscious mind and get your mind where it needs to be in order to make the changes in your life that you want to make. So sign up for my next challenge. I start them every 2 weeks. So go ahead and sign up now. Put the link down below for you. And for Memorial Day weekend, we're doing a sale for 20% off. So if you enter MEM20 at checkout in the promo code, you're going to get 20% off. So sign up, and I hope to see you guys in my next group, which starts on Monday. See ya.